So welcome back guys to a brand new video. Now today we have the new community crunch 372 for ARK Survival Evolved, and we now know what new creature is coming to Aberration for ARK Survival Ascended. I'm really looking forward to this one. I was actually surprised that this won the vote. Obviously, looking into it more, it sounds really cool, so I completely understand why all of them had a chance, but we're going to be going through that in today's video. If you do enjoy, as always, smash that like button. It supports the channel so much. Subscribe if you are new around here, and let's get in with the new Community Crunch 372. So welcome to another edition of the Community Crunch. A mysterious new creature will soon be discovered in the depths of Aberration on ARK Survival Ascended. It is rumored to be spooky and flightless, much like many of these creatures in the area. So, with over 35,000 votes, the YQ will be, I don't know if I pronounced that right, or I'm just going for the YQ, I don't know, will be the new creature added to Aberration for ARK Survival Ascended. We look forward to sharing its concept and dossier in the coming weeks. If you want to see exactly how the voting went, check it out here, and it says, get ready to showcase your most amazing ideas and dossiers for the upcoming community creature submissions for the center. Keep an eye out for further updates and exciting details. So I was actually right with this one. I had a feeling. So basically the center, so the extinction is going to be getting a new creature like in my last video, but they're basically going to be working it in a sense where one of the community maps will come in between the paid DLC. So the center was next, like I did say. It's doing that thing again. It always does this. It's so frustrating. I have to like click wait and then like refresh the page because something just seems to break. Yeah, and so the center's coming up next, but let's see how the voting went. Was really strange. So this is round one. I wish you could pause it, but unfortunately you can't. I can go back. So the spider was first. I thought that this like giant trilobite creature was going to win it, but the YQ was in third. And as you can see, as the rounds do go on, is it going to like do it on its own this time, or I might have to press next, which I don't mind. Yeah, it's probably easier because I want to actually see it. Now, I was shocked at some of the ones down at the bottom here, to be fair. So they were very low voted. And then in second, the YQ was still in third in round two. And then in round three, it was still third. Very close between these two. But as you can see, the other creatures got quite a fair few votes, but nowhere near the top. And then round four, still, it was very close between this one and the YQ, but as you can see, it was closing the gap. But for me, I would have thought the spider, and then this is where all seems to change. And as we go into the round six, the YQ flies up nearly into first at round six. Round seven, it's still in second, and it's so close between the three of them. And even the fourth has gained nearly the most votes, 1,093. And then we move into round eight, and that is where it just went crazy. Look how many votes in round eight, where the YQ just flew with 3,010 into first place. And then by then, the winner was announced with a total of 18,249 votes, became the winner of the creature voting, which is crazy how fast that changed. It shows how anything can actually happen. I don't even know where I don't even think it was it near the top in the top 10, but I thought that was unreal to see. So yep, that was pretty much it. This thing seems to just break the website whenever they integrate it, but oh, there we go, it's actually fixed itself now. But there is an Evo event which is active until Monday the 31st of July. I'm gonna be going through the YQ and everything about its abilities in a second. But there's some new Switch news and announcements to go through. So ARK Dinosaur Discovery as a sale is now 75% off through to August the 13th. Join in on this family-friendly adventure. I haven't played too much of this. Obviously, this is kind of more for the younger generation to get involved in. And I don't have anyone. I don't really have many people in my family that I can of that age that would want to play this, so I don't really know. I mean, I've played it myself, but it's not really for me. But apparently it's doing pretty well, and a lot of people are enjoying it. It's on Switch, so I recommend you go check it out. And the community corner, we have Neddy the Noodle. I love Neddy's videos. I've actually been a huge fan over the last year of Neddy's videos. They're so good. So much work goes into it. And then some clips from the recent event in the ARK community. I think there's more of it here. And then we have the fan art. We have a Titanosaur here, an Equus, a Mana. Oh wow, look at that. That's a crazy good sketch there. And then we have more dinos. And wow, look at that Shadow Mane jumping out of the water. It's going to be joining in, obviously, on Aberration. Well, obviously, no, I mean Genesis. I was thinking for Aberration, it would be really cool. But anyway, Blue Thyla, Scorched Earth. As Scorched Earth will be coming in December. Another really cool design here. Look at this bar. And then we have the final one here, where this must have taken so much time. But anyway, that is the vote. That's the way things are going. I'm very happy for the creature. I'm excited. It sounds like it's going to be cool. Let's go through it now. So first of all, welcome to my submission. Now, bear in mind, not everything from this will come, but Wildcard do keep a lot of it the same. So yeah, lots to change. But anyway, so welcome to my submission. Let me explain a thing before we proceed. If you came to see the images, scroll down to the bottom. The gallery is there. Also, another disclaimer, this is not a flyer. It's a glider. Despite the appearance, the real YQ couldn't hold sustained flight, and neither can this one. So the dossier made for this was fantastic. So I always love to see that when a creature wins. Is the name of this very real creature that existed during the late Jurassic period in what today is China. It means strange wing in Chinese. However, the Y is the name, and the Q is the name of the species, like the T-Rex. Oh, I get it. So Tyrannosaurus or Rex. So calling it YQ is something. So I don't know what's everyone going to call it. Hence why this ARK 5 version name is Y. Why? I can't even pronounce this, meaning bloody wing. I might just call it my Y. Maybe? No? I don't know. In Chinese. That being said, let's proceed. Sorry if it's a bit messy. I've not had the time to put it up too well before the vote. But here's all this bad boy's got running for. The quality of images is a bit pixelated because some of the submissions have a max size which you can post, which is pretty difficult. So, it's a large bird-like dinosaur that has bat-like wings and can glide through these caverns with ease, similar to the rock drake. A creature that rewards skill, patience, and calculation over face tanking, with a bunch of drawbacks to make it a true glass cannon. Its moveset and movement abilities are inspired by the Dark Souls saga and its immersive combat system. It features razor feathers and quills that it shoots at its victims, causing a special kind of bleed. While the bleed does no damage, it's a mark signaling how many feathers have carved the flesh of the victim. Then it can trigger the mark, dealing devastating damage. Here's how the attack works, portrayed in the image. Don't worry, the Spino will live, probably, but this is what happens if you let it stack too many feathers into you, and that looks so cool. The creature can maneuver quite well through the caverns and has quite decent gliding, being able to flap its wings to gain momentum. Also, the more melee stat and the more quills it can shoot, and the more stamina, the faster it can create additional feathers. Enticing towards levering your YQ for a full damage shot, one-shot build. Maybe I'll call this, if the Q bit is like Rex, maybe I'll call it the Q. Don't know. Alternatively, it can use rock drake feathers if it runs out of feathers to shoot. Be wary when exploring the element chamber though, as it is not immune to the effects of radiation. When the bleed mark is triggered, if the target loses more than half its health with the attack, it is feared for 20 seconds and receives full damage from any source for a minute, no matter the armor or natural resistance a creature has. It is also slowed by 30% for that minute, making the Y an absolute devastating assassination mount, good for small and large targets alike. Additionally, it can perform several mobility abilities like backward dodges and sidesteps, giving it a brief time for invulnerability at the cost of its momentum and great amount of stamina. So If it is hit by any sort of melee or creature damage while gliding or soaring, it will fall to the ground and be unable to glide for 10 seconds after it is hit. It can still sidestep and leap backwards, though, so keep in mind it is still very mobile. Sounds so cool. You can also cause an enemy Y to fall to the ground by using bullets, but it will take quite a few shots to do so. It is quite fast when gliding, so repeatedly landing shots isn't an easy task. That way, if you're the one using the Y, you're punished for getting too close to danger, not minding your spacing, but you aren't absolutely clowned on if your enemy has a sniper rifle. You still have a chance. Do keep in mind that you can only be knocked out of the air if you're gliding, so taking damage while on the ground doesn't punish you as hard. Think of what fighting position benefits you the most depending on the scenario. I like that. So it also coats its quills with different substances and poisons. So we have mushroom spores, which will cause dizziness and hallucinations. Aquatic mushrooms, it will slightly slow down and decrease the target's resistance to damage by a slight amount. Plus, plant species Z fruits will work on the as usual, blinding and stunning, but slightly also healing allies for a slight amount. The propellant, it will cause feathers to be on fire, but these feathers won't count towards the total feather count of the mark. And then Reaper pheromones will cocoon the target and will also give the Reaper pheromone buff, but why wouldn't it? It's Reaper pheromones. It also has a tech saddle, however this one doesn't go pew pew. It's slightly different. It has enough of an arsenal already, it doesn't need lasers. What the tech saddle does to stabilize its dashes and make them even more maneuverable, as well as having an ability that blocks incoming attacks for a second after activation. A parry ability, to put it bluntly. Let's say you're facing someone with a sniper rifle and you're soaring around. If they hit you and you parry in time, it won't be... Oh, that is really cool. And the ability has a cooldown. So, passive... so this is abilities. So the mark of its blood, a debuff that is applied once you hit by a feather. It doesn't add or take stats, nor does it do any damage. The amount of stacks lowers over time, wearing off. And if the YQ attacks you while you have an active mark, the mark is removed and you take damage based on the amount of feather stacks you had. The more feather stacks, the more damage, ramping up massively. Okay, so yeah, we see that there. So if it's one feather, I took damage, but yeah, if there's 250 feathers, the HP will go crazy. So it does a bite on the ground. It does feather shots. You can change the ammo types. It has a roar/taunt. It can jump to start gliding. Double tap D or A to sidestep, and double tap S to lean back to do a backwards leap. Gliding works a bit like a mix between the Maywing or the Mana. You can cling to walls like the tape Jara, quickly regaining stamina, and you can also cannot use mountry weaponry while riding it, so that's fair enough. Abilities while gliding, it has a left click bite, hold right click, you enter a shooting stance while strafing in the air. You can change ammo. You can side dash in the air and backwards dash in the air as well. And also its other special ability, when you press X, it becomes immune to stuns for the duration of this attack. And it has a roar in the air too. So its base stats, 210 HP, same as Pteranodon, 250 stamina, 150 oxygen, 1,400 food, and 150 weight. Its movement speed is faster than a raptor, but slightly slower than a Gallimimus, so it's actually really fast. And yeah, so the taming. So in order to tame a YQ, you must first let it pelt you with feathers. If you're doing this on foot, it won't take long to plunge towards you. Once it dives towards you, activate the mark and deal massive damage to you. Shoot a net with a harpoon gun to trap it, then passively feed it meat while it's trapped, mutton or kibble, rinse and repeat, and it prefers regular kibble. And now for the dossier. So commonly, this is in the wild, commonly mistaken for its much smaller cousin. The YQ is a ravenous beast fitting for its unique environment. Much like the Draconis, the YQ is able to glide through caverns with its bat-like wings, although it is incapable of flight. Despite its fame as a murderer of unwary survivors, the YQ is a very fragile creature, barely able to stand against a raptor in a duel. However, its strength comes from its unique behavior and hunting tactics. Instead of diving head-on like most beasts do, the YQ takes much more tactical approach, gliding it over its victims while raining down razor feathers made of a special type of keratin. The feathers themselves are a mere annoyance, but they carve the victim's flesh, covering it with light, barely noticeable wounds. When the YQ has covered its victims with enough feather-induced wounds, it strikes a fast lightning attack towards it from the very much open wounds from the feathers. Domesticated, while many will choose a rock drake over a YQ for combat, traveling and utility, those who have trained extensively long, like these wyvern-like dinosaurs, claim the ultimate tactician mount, able to outmaneuver most threats in the caverns while giving even reapers a run for their money in terms of damage. Though one must first master the drawbacks that come with the usage of the creature, for there are a plethora of dangers that can easily turn a YQ and its rider into kibble, like a pack of Ravagers, a Megalosaurus, or even radiation. And that's it. Thank you for sticking around. It means the world to me if you upvoted it. Thank you for reading up to all this point. Have fun with the contest. And here's some more photos. And congratulations to RRG for the post, and congratulations for making it into the game. It sounds awesome. So that is the video. I hope you guys are excited to see this for Aberration. The center's coming up next. Lots is coming. It's an exciting year for the game, and I really can't wait for it. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video very soon. See you guys then.